Welcome to our deep dive into the history and future of the pornography industry. Now, before you adjust your browser history settings, let me assure you, this is purely educational. From ancient cave drawings to the advent of the internet, we're going to cover it all. So buckle up, put on your historically accurate monocles, and let's get started with a look at how it all began.
Now, you might think that pornography is a modern invention, but you'd be wrong. The truth is, our ancestors were enjoying a bit of the old in-out long before the internet, or even pants were invented. We're talking cave paintings, folks. Early humans were scratching out scenes of, shall we say, recreational activities on cave walls, and it wasn't just cavemen. The ancient civilizations, those bastions of culture and sophistication, were also rather fond of a good time. The Egyptians, for example, were surprisingly open about their enjoyment of physical affection, with erotic art popping up on tombs and temples. Then there were the Greeks and the Romans. These guys really knew how to party, sculpting, writing about it, and even putting on live performances. Point is, from the very beginning, humans have had a bit of a fascination with documenting and celebrating the birds and the bees. For centuries, enjoying a bit of saucy art was a rather exclusive hobby. But then, in the 15th century, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press. Gutenberg probably thought he was bringing the good word of the Bible to the masses. But it wasn't long before someone figured out you could also use it to print things that were a little less holy, and thus the world of erotic literature was born. Suddenly, what was once whispered in hushed tones was being printed, bound and distributed. Erotic novels, pamphlets, even playing cards with strategically placed illustrations started popping up. The genie was out of the bottle, or perhaps more accurately, the naughty woodcut was out of the printing press. Fast forward a few centuries, and we arrive at the dawn of a new era, the 20th century. The world was changing at a dizzying pace, with new inventions popping up faster than a game of whack-a-mole. The invention of the motion picture camera was a watershed moment in the history of adult entertainment. The earliest examples of adult films were about as subtle as a brick to the face. We're talking grainy footage of couples doing little more than awkwardly shifting around in their underwear. But as the technology improved, so too did the production values. By the 1920s and 30s, a thriving underground industry had sprung up, producing films that were a little more explicit than your average Charlie Chaplin flick. These films were often shown in speakeasies and backrooms, adding an extra layer of intrigue and illegality to the experience. The dawn of adult cinema had arrived.
Now, we've covered caves, printing presses, even grainy black and white films. But nothing revolutionized the adult entertainment industry quite like the internet. Suddenly, what was once confined to dimly lit theaters was available at the click of a mouse, 24 hours a day. The internet became a digital Wild West, a lawless frontier where anything went. Remember dial-up? The agonizing screech of the modem as it struggled to connect? Simpler times, my friends. The internet didn't just make it easier to access adult content, it also fundamentally changed the way it was produced and distributed. With a webcam and a dream, anyone could become a director, a performer, a star. The internet gave rise to a new breed of adult entertainer, one who could interact directly with their fans and build their own brands.
Now, let's talk about money, shall we? Because the adult entertainment industry is a business like any other, and it's a big one. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars big. The global adult entertainment industry generates more revenue than Hollywood and the music industry combined. There are the obvious sources: subscriptions to websites, pay-per-view content, and the sale of physical media. But there's also a whole world of ancillary revenue streams, from camming and live shows to merchandise and investments. Despite its size and profitability, the industry still faces challenges. Piracy is a constant concern, as is the ever-present threat of censorship and regulation. And let's not forget the stigma that still surrounds the industry, making it difficult for those who work in it to access traditional banking and financial services.
So, we've journeyed from cave paintings to the internet, from grainy film reels to billion-dollar industries. But what does the future hold for the world of adult entertainment? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because it's about to get weird. First up, we've got virtual reality. Those clunky VR headsets are back, bringing the action right into your living room. And then there's artificial intelligence, AI-powered sex robots capable of learning your every desire and fulfilling your wildest fantasies. But it's not all fun and games. The rise of deepfakes, where AI is used to create realistic but entirely fabricated videos, poses a serious threat to the industry. Imagine a world where anyone can be made to appear in an adult film without their consent. It's a chilling thought, and one that raises serious ethical and legal questions. The future of adult entertainment is going to be wild, but it also comes with significant challenges.
Now, it wouldn't be a complete overview of the adult entertainment industry without addressing the elephant in the room: ethics. There are a lot of ethical grey areas to navigate. Issues of consent, exploitation, and the potential for addiction are all very real concerns. And then there's the impact on the performers themselves, many of whom face stigma, discrimination, and even violence. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's a growing movement within the industry to promote ethical practices. Organizations like the Free Speech Coalition and the Adult Performer Advocacy Committee are working tirelessly to ensure that the industry is safe, fair, and equitable for everyone involved. The adult entertainment industry has a responsibility to operate ethically and responsibly. That means protecting its workers, respecting its consumers, and engaging in honest and transparent business practices. Let's talk about the impact that the adult entertainment industry has had on our attitudes towards sex, relationships, and everything in between. For some, the industry has been a force for good, promoting sexual liberation, body positivity, and acceptance of different sexual orientations and identities. For others, however, the industry has had a more negative influence, perpetuating unrealistic beauty standards, objectifying women and men, and contributing to a culture of hypersexualization. The truth, as with most things, lies somewhere in the middle. The industry is a reflection of society, and as such, it both shapes and is shaped by our values, beliefs, and attitudes. It's a complex and nuanced issue, and one that deserves a more thoughtful and nuanced conversation than we have time for in this video.
Now, let's take a trip around the world, shall we? Because when it comes to adult entertainment, one thing's for sure, it's a global phenomenon. From the bustling streets of Bangkok to the quiet suburbs of Canada, people all over the world are logging on, tuning in, and getting their fix. But just like with food, music, and fashion, tastes in adult entertainment vary widely from country to country. What gets pulses racing in one part of the world might be met with a shrug of indifference in another. According to some unofficial data, the United States consistently ranks as the #1 consumer of online adult content. But what about the rest of the world? Canada, the UK, and Japan are also up there. The point is, no matter where you go in the world, you're likely to find people enjoying a bit of adult entertainment. It's a universal language, one that transcends borders, cultures, and even species.
So, here we are, at the end of our journey through the wild, weird, and often wonderful world of adult entertainment. We've covered a lot of ground, from ancient cave paintings to AI-powered sex robots. But what does the future hold for this ever-evolving industry? Expect to see even more personalization and customization. The future is all about tailoring the experience to individual preferences, from interactive storylines to content curated by AI algorithms. Speaking of AI, get ready for even more realistic and immersive experiences. But with all this technological advancement comes a whole new set of ethical and societal challenges. The adult entertainment industry will continue to evolve, adapt, and push the boundaries of technology, morality, and our understanding of human sexuality.
Thanks for watching. That was a lot to take in, I know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content. And remember, whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or a curious newcomer, the most important thing is to approach this topic with an open mind and a healthy dose of humor. See you in the next video.